Hi, hello, and welcome to my new YouTube series. It's called Our Struggle, and the way that this YouTube series is going to work, as a community, you guys are basically going to make this video for me, and I'm just going to read your responses. So, the way this works, I have a Google Forms that I put out in my Discord server, and you guys are going to go into my Discord server, fill out the form, and I read your responses. So, without further ado, let's get into that. If you would like to join my Discord server to participate, the link will be in the description. So for our first episode, our topic is dating. First things first, I would like to shout out these people for participating. Shout out to Kylissa, Toda, Jordan, Young Ramen, Nico, Mike, Honesty, Jazz with the fat tits, Skittles, Miosha, Teddy, Dorothy, Pierre, T, and the 14 people who stayed anonymous. Alright, so let's do the basic rundown of our demographics here. 12 of our 28 are female, 9 of our 28 are male. I actually forgot to put it as an option, but thank you guys for putting it in other. 4 of our 28 count as non-binary. One person prefer not to say. And of course you have the two trolls who, one is the anime protagonist and one is an attack helicopter. You're real funny. Going down to what is our sexualities. Let's see. So 13 of the 28 are straight, so almost half. 8 of 28 are bisexual. 3 of 28 are pansexual. 2 of you count as gay, and 1 as queer, and 1 demisexual. The next question is how many relationships have you been in? 16 of the 28 have been in at least 1 to 3 relationships. 6 of the 28 have been in 4 to 6. 4 of you have been in 7 plus. And 2 people have been in none. I'm not gonna lie to you with this question. I don't know what the hell Google Forms was doing, but the data just all messed up. So I'll let you read these for yourself. Continuing on, our next question, have you ever asked someone out? 18 of the 28 have said yes, and 10 of you have said no. Have you ever been asked out? 3/4 of you have said yes, and 1/4 of you have not. And for our last question, considering demographics, the question is, have you used any dating apps and have you been successful? So, overwhelmingly, 11 people have used a dating app and have not been successful. 11 people don't use them at all. And 6 of you have used them and have been successful. These are just our demographics and theoretically shouldn't mean much considering our responses going forward, but it's nice to know where everybody's at. Alright, so now we get into our first short response question. The question is, how do you feel about dating apps? So now I'm just going to read these out. Our first person says, they are weird to me. I'd rather meet someone in person. They're trash. I've only ever encountered corny weirdos on there. Never took them seriously. Whack in my opinion for regular dudes. I feel like a lot of chicks be on there for the attention and validation rather than actually trying to meet someone, making it hard for a lot of dudes trying to meet someone. I feel like it's a waste of time if you don't buy memberships. Also, most of the people you find on there just text for a bit then ghost, which is why I prefer meeting in person. Texting just ain't it for me. That's definitely how I feel. Well, I actually haven't really used any dating apps considering I've only used Yubo, which isn't really a dating app because you have people trying to do different things on there. Speaking of experience, when you set up your profile correctly and know what your desired partner looks like, it can be successful. Dating apps are just a fetish finders on demand. You basically just look for people you find attractive with, similar interests to yours. But that's not you knowing the person, it's just you liking an idea of a person. Yeah, it's all about first impressions really on dating apps. They okay, but in my eyes, they just really for hookups, and as an asexual person, the fuck I'ma do with that? Good for hooking up, that's it. It's not real unless you make it real. I used to have hope in apps other than Tinder because it's supposed to be more intimate and focused on forming relationships, but I realized they're all the same. Bumble, Tinder, Hinge, etc. They all have the same formula and algorithm that only works in favor of the company and less of the consumer. Also, dating apps aren't used for finding relationships, and I think everyone knows that. They're essentially used for if you're really bored, desperate, or hookups. I'm scared of being catfished. They're not for me. Trash, use social media like a regular human being. They can work, but they're a little tough. Getting past the awkwardity will eventually get things to work. It's trash to be honest. I think that they're basically necessary if you want a relationship in adult life, because outside of school or work, you'll typically get less social interactions, which can lead to a relationship. So dating apps can manage to fill that. They can still be a pain though, because girls don't know how to text. Dating apps is like an iPhone. Great quality but horrible foundation. Extremely uneasy. Kinda pointless and super difficult. It's okay, but personally I find myself getting detached from my dates easier that way. They're meh. Don't use them. It's either really horny or goes nowhere after 2 days. They're okay. I get bored of them easily though, not gonna lie. Alright, so concerning the fact that not everybody meets their significant other or any of their partners on dating apps, that's not the only place that you can find them. I also asked, where did you meet any of your partners? And these people said, mutuals, parties, social media, public places. School, Tinder, Facebook. Last year, high school. Mostly online. First one was from high school, second one was from UBO. Nowhere, nigga, I'm homeless. Facebook or in school. High school and social media. Mostly in school. Some I met through friends of mine. A few online, and my current I met through one of my best friends. I was put on. Detroit. I love hood niggas, don't judge me. Sigh, Facebook. Either at work or at school. School, mutual. Online, school. Facebook/school. School and work. Mostly school or through friends. High school for the first one, second one on Facebook. Online mainly, on Facebook. School, work, not applicable. School, mutual friends, online. So from what I'm getting, most people meet their partners either in school, online, usually on Facebook, but other places as well, or through friends. Alright, so our next set of questions are based around cheating. So with our first question we have you ever cheated? And 16 of you say no. 9 of you have said yes, thank you for being honest. And 3 of you are unsure and said maybe. Next question, have you ever been cheated on? And 17 of you have said yes, 10 of you say no, and only 1 person says maybe. So if you're not sure, I'm not gonna lie to you, you probably have been cheated on. So how do you guys feel about cheating? There's no good reason to cheat. You definitely shouldn't hide it from your partner if it's going on. But also, if you feel the need to cheat, you shouldn't be in a relationship. At least not a committed one. It's deplorable and ugly. Scummy. Whack if you don't like the person you're with. Just leave. Don't be petty. That's bitch shit. Cheating is dumb. If you want to be with someone else or just fuck, then leave the current relationship you're in. It's a dickhead move. I feel okay about it. If the test is really that hard, then it's good to cheat. It's a betrayal of trust. Cheating comes from a lack of self-respect of yourself and others. And you have to establish what cheating is per relationship. That is a fact. What is cheating in one relationship might not be cheating in another. It's a pointless activity. Why put your energy into some temporary pleasure that sooner or later is going to cause you more harm than good? It's best to find a way out of your current situation if you're not happy. Fucking hate it. I can't stand it. I'll be damned if I ever pull some stupid shit like that. If that's the case, then just break up. You spelled break wrong. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. If you're not feeling me, just break up with me. I'd have more respect for you based off the fact you kept it real with me. A conscious effort with a heavy burden. This sounds like somebody who has cheated. I feel like cheating can never truly be a mistake. If you can't make good decisions without your partner around, you shouldn't be in a relationship because you're clearly not ready to fully commit. Completely unnecessary and highly immature. It's wrong, but that ain't stopped me from doing it. At least you're real about it. Flirting isn't cheating unless it happens to me. It's wrong and warrants the end of a relationship, unless it's an open relationship. It sucks, and at the end of the day, if you're gonna cheat, then just stay single. It's unnecessary. Just end the relationship if you feel like that. It's horrible. Morally, I personally feel like it's wrong and it's ironic coming from me. Makes me sick to my core. One of the worst things you can do to someone who cares about you. I believe that if your partner isn't acting right or shows signs of neglect or cheating, then you can cheat to transition out of that toxic relationship. Otherwise, if you cheat on the person, that's good for you. I don't know, man. It's a blatant disregard of your partner's feelings. Bad. It's a form of lying, and lying is the worst thing you can do to me. Just break up with them instead of having to keep up a lie. Alright, so our next question is going to be, what are some common challenges you find in dating? People bore me fast. They never talk about anything interesting, and sex is too expected these days. I'm not desirable or attractive in the conventional way. So oftentimes I end up settling for people who aren't right for me at all, because I feel like I won't ever be fortunate or worthy enough to find someone I truly want to be with. Common interests. Not having trust in your partner is a huge issue that can lead to many more problems in your relationship. Making time to talk, hang out, and having things to talk about. I don't know what goes wrong. Finding people genuinely interested. Communication is the hardest challenge I deal with because I thrive on being in touch with my partner. Opening up, trusting, feeling emotions. Either I'm too dark or it's just plain dickheads that's interested in me. I hope this person means their personality and not their skin tone, because if it's the latter, that's seriously fucked up. I just have to read between the lines. Niggas tell on themselves, you just gotta listen. Nowadays, you can't really tell someone's true intentions or what they have in store for you. It makes it hard to trust. I struggle with taking people for who they are. I try to fix them to be better people in general or to be better to me. I also find it difficult to find someone who's at the same speed as me mentally and spiritually. Lastly, I struggle with trusting people after small mistakes are made. Communication was off or I didn't address the red flags. Trust. The person doesn't really engage in things I like or my interests, I usually have to initiate conversation. The disagreements in ideals and dreams, usually conjured up by differing economic backgrounds or cultural backgrounds. Availability. Vast majority of women are dry. It's time consuming and these hoes be expensive. Telling people about yourself. Finding a common ground with the polar opposite. Communicating when I'm not feeling my best have gotten better and better though. Men and men identifying people tend to show their true colors later on in the relationship. And do understand that they can take advantage of you based off of your addict-like reactions to their love bombing and grand gestures. Especially when they do things wrong repeatedly. Not everyone deserves my attention. I don't know. Keeping my interest. Not wanting to sleep with someone or kiss them 2 seconds into dating. Toxic behavior and trying to learn how to break out of the habit of letting people be toxic. So the 3 challenges that really stuck out to me is a lot of you said lack of common interest and a lot of you said lack of communication. And I think the funniest one on here is I don't know. Alright, so now we're running into our green and red flags. So starting with the green flags, name 3 things you'd like in a partner. Honesty, communication, and well-mannered. Funny, honest, genuinely kind. Interest, chill mood, not Dominican. Easygoing, submissive, and breedable. Availability, personality, and real hobbies. Not watching shit being religious. Like, come on, that's just a lifestyle. Pussy, good ass, is rich, can provide. Funny, cute, kind. Personality, looks, interests. Good humor, quick thinking, honesty. Keep it a stack as long as we can sit on the phone or in the same room as one another and we don't have to force convo, that's gold. Good sense of humor and actually wants to talk it out instead of blaming or gaslighting. Honesty, kindness, selflessness. Confidence, integrity, compassion. Open-minded, confident, respect. Honesty, trustworthiness, and commitment. Fat ass, smart, some kind of attraction. Sexy, open-minded, very loud about their feelings towards me. Good morals, an open mind, and common interests. Honesty, love, and patience. They have to be an open-minded person, supportive, and at least have the same sense of humor as me. Honorable mention, they gotta have some titties, you feel me? Laid back, fun, and freaky. Loyalty, humility, and humor. Loyalty, willingness to explore, and a vibrant and huge personality. Tolerance, compassion, and emotional intelligence. Sincerity, self-expressive, emotionally or mentally intelligent. Funny, nice, loyal. Humor, open-minded, and kind. And lastly, communication, patience, and ambition. So a lot of the repeats in green flags that you guys have been saying are honesty, humor, looks, being kind, having common interest, being supportive, confidence, having emotional intelligence, and what you guys say as having personality. What is the biggest green flag in a partner? And I don't know why Google Forms did this, but they made the chart like this, so I'm just gonna have to read it like this. A good feeling from their vibe. Caring. Common interests, I guess not really sure of question. Cuddles and binge watching. How they treat other people when they provide no value. If they care about my problems when I talk about them. If they're genuinely funny. I know it sounds lame, but vibes and how they act around others. Knowing how to treat and respect people. Laughing at non-malicious jokes. Loving anything alt. Loyalty. No baby mom, a job, and car. Open mind. She actually knows how a conversation works. Has hobbies, active, and available to go out. She pays for dinner. Someone who cannot help but be honest. The way they feel about the relationship. They have goals for themselves, and not simple ones like get a car, in-depth ones about the career plans, etc. They love animals. They want to sit down with you and talk out issues you both have maturely. This one I can really get behind. Trust. When they always make time for you. Having real goals and treats me like a goddess. How much care and empathy she shows towards you. Overall personality. When they're a genuinely good listener. Alright, so now moving into our red flags. Name 3 things you'd want to avoid in a partner. Someone younger than me, Pisces, and the missing side tooth. Arrogance, superficiality, and judgmental. Toxic behavior, weird mindset, Dominican blood. This person really doesn't like Dominicans. Lots of past partners, disrespectful towards me, lack of communication. No personality, boring and lazy, and lack of communication. Name starts with an N, jumps to conclusions, and is needy. Homophobia, misogyny, can't cook. Bad sex, lousy hygiene, and lack of ambition. Sneaky behavior, lack of passion, ignorance. Overly cocky attitude, don't listen, and pushy as all. Get out. No self-control, lacks comprehensive skills, fucking gaslighting. Someone who hides things, has no accountability, and someone who isn't really willing to learn from anyone. Close-minded, unkept, always in someone's business. Terrible hygiene, not on my level, and insecurity. Lying, cheating, useless girl. Them being a bum, poor communication, bipolar. Someone who complains a lot. Someone who is greedy. Someone who has a closed mind. Dishonesty, cheating, and detachment. Looks up to girls like Megan Thee Stallion, Saweetie, or any of these hot girls and actually shares their mindset. Does any types of drugs. It'll make it for a source of conflict if one person smokes but the other doesn't. Is dry, bad at communicating, stupid, or lacks self-awareness. This person wants a church version freak. Someone who is nonchalant, inconsiderate, and rude. Ignorance, manipulation, abusive past. Someone closed-minded, someone antagonistic, and someone who had no desire to grow better and be better. Manipulative behavior / gaslighting. Nonchalance. When done to gray rock you during emotionally charged moments to purposely hurt you. Lack of mindfulness and what's going around them. A liar, doesn't care to show feelings, someone afraid to love. Cheating, cruel, abusing. Anger, toxic masculinity, and is a dependent thinker, meaning they're a follower. Someone who's lazy, judgmental, and close-minded. Yeah, so when it comes to red flags, some of the most common things you guys are saying are lack of ambition, they're sneaky, bad communication, if they're close-minded, dishonesty, cheaters, gaslighting, and overall just being abusive. I'd say those are some really good red flags. And of course, once again, Google Forms just doesn't know how to build itself, so I have to read these out in a weirder way now. What is the biggest red flag in a partner? Bad listener or narcissistic? Being Dominican? Being mad forceful. Consistent lies. Cruelty. Dismissing your feelings. If a person has bad communication skills. If they refer to women as thoughts. Lack of availability. Lies. Lying. Multiple baby moms. Dirty fingernails. And where guys are overly friendly. What kind of man do you want? Misogynistic. My biggest red flag in a partner would be too nonchalant. Nonchalant people. Not telling you what the problem is. Sets thirst traps / thought activities. So this person would clearly not be going out with this person who says if they refer to women as thoughts. Small and closed-mindedness. Wanting to have a threesome with 2 guys. When they don't respect your boundaries and even go as far as to use that against you to make you feel like you're the only one. This one's cut off, so I can't really finish it. When they say one thing in the start of a relationship and then switch up once they get comfortable. Word switcher, complainer, needy. Any sign that she belongs to the streets. Being a bum and seems to lack interest in me. How they handle situations. Looking at other girls. When they constantly gaslight you. And our last 2 questions are considering pain and accountability. So starting with our pain, the question is, name a time you were genuinely wronged. Lots of times, but cheated on for no reason or explanations. When he told me my body was beautiful and I felt truly comfortable around him, just for him to subsequently say, "I can't wait until you look like that." When we broke up, I felt as if we didn't have a connection. Partner telling me how much people were disappointed in me, and negative things her friends say about me due to her mostly saying negative shit to them. That was earlier in the relationship. We got that shit resolved though. My first girlfriend always had some excuse for why she couldn't hang out, leading to our breakup. But after our breakup, she's all of a sudden going out. Never been, can't say. When a boy gave me a promise ring and cheated on me the same day. Damn. My partner called me a selfish, narcissistic freak for believing in polyamorous relationships are okay. I dated this one girl who fucked her ex right in front of me, then tried to fuck literally all my friends. That person is absolutely devious. My last relationship, when he 1. Cheated on me, 2. Was mad abusive, and 3. Tried to force me to drop all my friends. I was cheated on during pregnancy, postpartum, and after that. Been touched 5 times. I am so sorry. A secret was told to my partner in which they mocked me for it with my replacement. A time I was generally wronged was when I was in my junior year of high school. The person I was dating at the time, at least 4 months into the relationship, had given me their password for Facebook because I felt he had better memes on his page. As I was scrolling through his timeline, I got a notification that someone texted him. I genuinely did not plan on checking his messages, so I disregarded it. After a few days, I logged in again to look at memes, and once again he received a message, but this time I was like, fuck it, I'ma check it. As I'm going through his inbox, I see messages between him and a girl I would always see in his comments. They were flirting back and forth, saying what they would do to each other. He also would complain about me to her, which really pissed me off. The next morning, I sent him the screenshots of the messages and proceeded to calmly break up with him. As you should. I stole some food from my job that I worked. Huh? Cheated. When my girlfriend didn't speak to me for hours and made constant excuses on why and didn't prioritize me at all. My online partners said they'd kill themselves if I broke up with them. That is one of the worst things you can possibly say to somebody. I haven't. She asked me for my number then left me on red. Breaking up with someone that I could have worked things out with. At 17, my ex cheated on me with my friend and got her pregnant. Girl slept with, as far as she knew, my closest friend while we were talking. When it was my birthday, this year in particular, I told my partner that I wanted to change my environment and stop letting things just happen to me. He said I was trying to argue with him, and when it turned into the day of my birthday, I was crying because he was saying things like, "It's just another ordinary day. You're not special. You wasn't trying to argue, but I don't care at this point." And overall being very abusive towards me. When my first ex lied to me and slept with other people. Many. I dealt with the effects of a depressed person as a depressed person, but I was the punching bag. My ex broke up with me because he only wanted to see what it's like to date a Hispanic girl. I wasn't out as non-binary. When he ended it, he still wanted to be friends, and I said no because he was verbally and physically abusive. He got mad at the rejection and leaked my nudes and told mine and his friends lies about me. That is absolutely shitty. I'm so sorry that happened to you. So concerning times that we've been done wrong, I see that the 2 most common things are cheating and some form of abuse. And it really sucks that happens so much in these relationships. Alright, to close it out, our next question is, name a time you genuinely wronged your significant other. So this one's about accountability. I was getting cheated on, so I started to cheat back. I have never genuinely wronged a partner. Every time I wronged one, they truly deserved it. Never did. I don't tell her I love her enough. I really do. I'm just more of an actions over words type of guy. You are so sweet. I don't know if this counts, but for my second girlfriend, I broke up with her. She was boring. It wasn't until months later after the breakup that I realized that's the reason why I did it. Never have. I'm always right. I don't really wrong people. Busted their lip. Told her I wasn't going to retaliate with these people we had beef with, and I did, so it turned kind of tragic. Never have, never will. And no, I'm not just saying that, I'm dead ass. I didn't. I was single and fucking, and he got mad. I hid important information from them for selfish reasons. Never. Not saying I'm perfect, but I genuinely care about the people I get involved with, and hurting them is something that never crosses my mind or happens intentionally or unintentionally. I'm very cautious about how I treat people. I lied one time saying that I didn't have a conversation with anyone outside of my current relationship at the time, but I did. I felt guilty and tried to do what I could to make up for it. Cheated. When I flirted with this girl with a really wet vagina, and when I lie. At a barbecue, I got her too much food, and then she couldn't eat it, so I got upset and told her to get her own food next time, despite the fact that I was the one who got it for her. There was no logic in any of that, rude and out of pocket. Hung out with a friend and wasn't communicating the situation. Broke up through text. I cheated. At age 16, I broke his PS4. Was being antagonistic and a dick to her on her birthday, to the point where she went home early. I had left my partner for someone else because I didn't really feel the same connection I felt beforehand, so I called it off with my mental health as an excuse. They're doing okay now though, and we're very cool to one another. When I slept with my exes while I was talking to someone I genuinely care for. Huh? I deal with overthinking and I let that interfere with reality. I broke up with him because his problems were too much for me to handle. So when it comes to taking accountability, the most common answers are either the person themselves cheated, or they were just being an asshole, and a lot of people say that they never have. And while I would love to believe that so many of you are pure, I'm sure you've wronged your significant other and they just never spoke up on it. Okay, so it just occurred to me that I was not recording my screen as I was taking the test, so luckily I submitted it and we can just read out my responses. So what's your name? Nefarious Vigilante, that's the channel name. Please subscribe, by the way. I identify as male. I am straight. How many relationships have you been in? Counting before high school, 7+, but I don't like to count before high school. If I'm counting strictly after high school, I've only been in a couple. How long was your longest relationship? My longest relationship was 7 months. Have you ever asked someone out? Yes, I have. Have you ever been asked out? I also have. Have you ever used any dating apps and have you been successful? Yes, I have been successful. My longest relationship has come from a dating app. Which is ironic because when it comes to how I feel about dating apps, I think they're a waste of time, honestly. Like, if you want a genuine relationship, it's a serious waste of time. You probably have better chances meeting somebody in person, right? If you're using it for hookups, I think it's perfect. Have you ever cheated? Yes, I have. Have you ever been cheated on? Definitely have. How do I feel about cheating? It's the worst thing you can ever do. Just leave. Not to mention, I forgot to put it down here. The guilt that comes with it does not feel good for me. So I will never be cheating again. Where did you meet any of your partners? I have met partners in person. When I wrote this, I was trying to talk about my current partner. My current partner I met on Facebook, and we've been in and out of touch for a couple years. But initially, I met her on Facebook, and then I asked her out recently online, and we've been dating ever since. What are some common challenges you find in dating? I said imbalances in our mental health. What I mean here is if we're both very, very depressed, it's more than likely not going to work out. I feel like I'm the kind of person who tries the best to cure somebody else's depression, despite having a lot of like issues of my own, right? So when I have a big shoulder bag of a burden on myself with my issues, and then I try to bear the burden of somebody else's, it just crumbles. It's too much for me, and then the relationship crumbles from there because I don't know how to commit in a relationship at that point. If either one of us has to be healthy, I feel like currently I'm at the spot where my mental health is pretty well. It has its down days, but my mental health is pretty well enough to be like I could date whoever I want. Name 3 things you'd like in a partner. I said honesty, ambition, and humor. What is the biggest green flag in a partner? Good communication. I love about how the girl I'm talking to right now, whenever she's feeling down, whenever she's having a down day, she just straight up tell me if we have a date that day and something's going on. She lets me know. She doesn't beat around the bush. She just says, hey, this isn't going to work out today. Can we reschedule or whatever? I love that. Absolutely love that. Name 3 things you want to avoid in a partner. Ignorance, lack of emotional intelligence, and watching The Office. Why do I say watching The Office? Because I absolutely despise sitcoms that are not having a black cast. They're just not funny, and usually people who watch these sitcoms, I understand it's probably their comfort show, but I cannot sit and stand to watch 10 seasons of a sitcom that you've seen like 25 times. No, I'm not doing it. What is the biggest red flag in a partner? When they lack accountability. And I don't mean just say you hurt me and you don't say sorry for it. When I say lacks accountability, I mean when you have your own shit going on and you don't take care of it. Like, you're just not responsible with your own issues. You don't take account for your own actions, be it directly to me, with other people, or within yourself. I can't rock with that. And name a time you were generally wronged. I said one time in high school I was cheated on, and when I confronted her, she gaslit me and told me it wasn't cheating. And from that, she made our friend group in entirety break up with me. That was a pretty fucked up time in my life. Name a time you generally wronged a significant other. This was like late middle school. I really did not want to count it, but like I feel like this is the worst thing I've done in a relationship. So I figured this was probably what was worth mentioning. It was for me to be in two relationships at once. So this is the part where I have cheated. The one time I've cheated actually, and it did not feel good. It was fun in the moment, but the guilt that came after, more specifically the guilt of being caught, like I know that sounds shitty to say, but the guilt of being caught outweighs the guilt of like being in the moment doing the cheating. If you don't like your current significant other, just break up with them. Don't cheat on them. It's not worth it. The guilt that comes after, it's even worse. That shit fucked me up. But yeah, so there's my response to the form. If you would like updates on the next form that I'm gonna do, you should join my Discord server. And my Discord server is where I ask about what topics you want to see for the video, and then where I also drop the form. I drop the form on other platforms too, but I'm not sure if I want to make them public exactly yet, as I just want my Discord to grow right now. So I would really appreciate it if you guys join my Discord, and this will be the main area where I'm going to be dropping these forms, and you guys would help me make these videos. So yeah, this video took a really long time to make. I would really appreciate it if you liked and subscribe, and yeah, thanks for watching.